everyone. Thanks for tuning in to Let's Talk About It Media 21. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarships, and research. Fair use is use permitted by a copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. All comments are alleged, in our opinion, and for entertainment purposes only. We're going to talk about Charlie Kirk and what happened to him regarding the Utah Valley University event. Let's get straight into the video. Thanks for tuning in and thanks for being here.
Certainly, yes. I attended the event with my 17-year-old son, Ryder Overton, this afternoon. We got there about an hour early and had found some what we thought were good seats. It wasn't until shortly after that we moved down to the fence and were allowed to sit just off from the stage where he presented. Everything went as planned. He actually even came out and handed my son, a couple of hats. So it was a wonderful gesture, and we were excited. And after about the second question that was asked is about the time we heard the shot, I diverted to look up just for a second to see where the sound had come from, and then seconds later witnessed Charlie with a hole in his neck and bleeding. It was at that time we laid down on the ground, not knowing what, or how many shots might follow. And at that point, it was just a matter of trying to get out of the gates and go to a safe place.
How does this land on your heart, Mr. Overton?
Very heavily. I, as well as Ryder, my son, we're both big Charlie Kirk supporters. It hits home, having it happen here where I actually graduated from college many years ago. And it's just a sad day. It's a sad day, and it'll weigh heavy on our hearts for some time to come.
What was the preparation for you and your son? Was there any, I just summarized with Anna Schechter, you might have heard that my understanding, but you were there, so I want to confirm it with you, sir. Was there any kind of security there at all that you felt or experienced?
None whatsoever. There were people in with backpacks, school bags. There was no metal detectors. There was just no one checking anyone coming in. So.
And based on what you saw, were you immediately fearful for Charlie and his health?
By all accounts, when I saw the amount of damage done, wasn't sure that he was going to make it. I was hopeful. His staff did a great job by taking him off the stage immediately, but it wasn't. It happened so quickly, and we were all just at that point concerned about our safety and getting to a safe place.
And how did you go about that, Mr. Overton? I imagine that was a pretty chaotic circumstance.
It was because of the number of people trying to get out in the same area that we were. We actually had fallen down, and it could have turned a lot more ugly. But we actually found a break in one of the guardrails or one of the fences there that we were able to get through, and then kept our heads down and ran for as long as we could.
Mr. Overton, I'm lucky enough in this world to be a parent of 3 children. Every parent sometimes gets very difficult questions from their children, hard to answer. I imagine that's a particularly heavy burden on your shoulders this afternoon.
Yeah.
What have you talked with your son about in the aftermath?
Well, we had a discussion about how difficult it is to stand up for your rights, to, listen, we've spent most of the time going back in silence, to be honest with you. It was just really trying to wrap our heads around what we just witnessed. It was difficult. He's dealing with it in his own space right now, and then we will come together when some of this is lifted a little later.
For what it might be worth, Mr. Overton, I wish you and your son and all in your community the very best as you work through that process, which I guarantee you, I know, will be difficult.
Didn't
Like the
realize that
video, like the
Indeed
video,
was
fair
gonna be.
use reaction clip. Like the video as you guys come in. Let's continue. Fair use reaction clip.
I guarantee you, I know will be difficult.
Thank you very much.
I want to bring in Jordan last as we look at these images now, haunting images. Jordan was at today's event at Utah Valley University, and he saw what happened there. Sir, thanks for joining us. Can you take us through where you were, what you saw, and your reaction?
Sure. The event started about 12 p.m. I got there right in time, walked past their security detail and everything, tried to find the line to ask him a question. I actually was looking forward to challenging him on a couple things. I really respect him. I wanted to talk to him, and made my way over to where I thought the line was, which is maybe directly, I would say 50 to 100 feet to the right of Charlie Kirk. I guess, yeah, at his 3 o'clock. It was only a few minutes. Like the first question had just finished. It was kind of a longer question, so they had maybe done that for 10 or so minutes, and they had just gotten into the second question, I believe. And that's when I heard like a huge pop. Whenever I hear sounds like that, at first I think, okay, maybe it's just fireworks. But after a few seconds, all of us kind of standing together, and it's a very suspicious sound to hear with tons of people. There were so many people there. And there was I guess like a cement pillar or wall kind of right behind me. So as this suspicious sound has just gone off, I kind of put myself behind the wall. It was very, very good cover in case anything was happening. And then my brain was processing. It's a very loud sound. It seemed to me to come, in my mind, it came directly from the center of the crowd. I don't know where it came from, but that's just what my mind, I guess, was thinking. And then that's when, after a few seconds, people started saying, like, "Oh my goodness, Charlie was shot. I saw him fall to the ground." And that's when I realized this is a serious situation. We all crouched down. We have great cover, but I was then just listening for more shots because obviously this could become a much worse tragedy than it already was. And there were no more shots coming. We were maybe 30 seconds passes, and that's when people start yelling, "Run!" There was a door maybe 10 feet away from me. I had to lose my cover to get to the door, but it seemed like the best option. So crouch down and just go with the people.
Yeah.
As soon as I got through the door, I ran as fast as I could, I guess, and as far as I could.
Jordan, I'm glad you're all right to tell us about this. From all accounts, the atmosphere was, pretty pleasant, right? Pretty chill. People were into it. They were listening to their speaker. I'm wondering, you said security detail. You passed a security detail. Others have told us there was no security. So describe for us what it was like to get into this. I guess it's a quad there at the school.
Yeah, it's like a courtyard. There was definitely security. I mean, I'm not an expert on security, but they have the guys with little curly wire coming out, so I assume that those were a security detail. It was definitely there.
But no metal detectors.
No, there were no metal detectors. There was no checking anything. And in fact, I've been in not a shooting situation, but other dangerous situations before, and so I'm often thinking about these things. I did think, anyone in here could have a gun. No one checked me, so I was, it's just a thought that came through my head.
Yeah,
it's very tragic.
Kind of a haunting image there. All right. Well, Jordan Last, thank you for sharing with us what you saw and what you did in those terrifying moments. She was at the event right now. She saw the attack. She's on the phone. Raydon, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. If you could tell us where you were, what you saw, what happened.
Yeah, so I was clear up at the front. So they had the tent set up for where Charlie was going to be, and then they had the cattle grate set up with a walkway for the people that were going to debate him, and then I was the grate right behind it. So I was right by the walkway, so I was right up front.
And then what happened when the actual shot was fired? Where were you? What did you see or hear?
So I was he was just talking to the second debater, And ironically, it was about the transgender shooter, and they're talking about not allowing them to purchase firearms. And he was talking back and forth with the guy, and then all of a sudden I hear up top, I see Charlie. I think it's got his carotid. I just saw him grab. It looked like his neck, and there's just blood pouring out everywhere, and his eyes kind of rolled back. And at that point, I kind of looked up because it sounded like it came up from behind me up the hill, and it was just one pop. And then we all dropped to the ground, and then they told us all to run. So we all ran out.
Yeah, I'm imagining pandemonium at that point. Did you see medical personnel attend to him, and what happened after that?
By the time I looked up, he was already off. He was already out. He was already out of the tent. There were some police officers up there. There was a security. There was no metal detectors or anything for us to go through. They didn't even check our tickets.
No matter if she wants to publish a hardcover